Today is the 3rd of November, election day in the United States. We wanted to have a sleep-in, but from 9 o'clock on we got this nasty noise from the construction outside.
It was before 9 o'clock.
It was before 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
so we're already in a bad mood. It can only get worse.
Yeah, election day. Of course it's going to get worse.
Well, we have some breakfast first. You have to start the day with some substance before you get stomach aches, so we see how it goes today.
No stress.
We're watching the election. We just hope. Well, Florida seems to go to Trump. We've got 93% of the votes in, and he's leading by almost 3%. But it's not over yet. Biden seems to be getting a lot of votes, or is overperforming in other states that are swing states. And
long way to go though. We've only the first polls closed 2 hours ago. Yeah, 2.25 hours ago. The first polls closed. So it's a long time. We're actually equivalent to Eastern Time, which is New York, and it's 8:15 at the moment. So long way to go. It's 80 for Biden and 51 for Trump. But
we're watching CNN and NBC. It depends which channel you're watching, where they make the predictions. And a lot of these states are not swing states anyway, so
the important ones are Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania won't be we won't know the results in Pennsylvania for 3 days at least.
I was really hoping that Biden is going to perform a lot better in Florida,
but it's not looking that way.
No. But at least at the moment it's all peaceful, from what we heard. No people with guns at voting stations, and streets are quiet so far. So hopefully it's gonna stay like this. And Biden definitely seems to be getting more votes than Hillary Clinton, but the overall voting numbers are up. So
the popular vote is being won by Trump at the moment.
Well, at the moment you see us hopeful. It's only 20 past 9 o'clock our time. We keep you updated about our moods throughout the long night. Yeah, there's always hope. Trump to make statements, and it's exactly 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting tired now. Nothing is decided. 2:20 for Biden, 2:13 for Trump. We're not gonna know the final result tonight.
Well, Biden needs Michigan, he needs Nevada, he needs Arizona, and
Pennsylvania,
Wisconsin. He'll probably need Wisconsin as well.
Well, he might get Pennsylvania because there's a lot of absent ballots that are not counted.
I'm not so sure about that. I think that's going to go to Trump.
Very close is North Carolina, 49 to 50.
Yeah. So that hasn't been called yet.
I
think Trump's coming.
Oh yeah, he's coming. Let's see what he says. He already tweeted bullshit and Twitter took it off.
Yeah, he spelled polls wrong. Yeah, as in election polls. He spelled it P-O-L-E-S.
Like he spelled it like a walking pole that he needs.
I mean,
I think a lot of people thought they knew what was going to happen tonight at the presidential
We're still waiting for Donald Trump to show up. 15 minutes later.
We're waiting on things that
Helen started eating cake again.
At this point, states like Georgia and Arizona.
I guess this is
certainly the Biden campaign hoped that those states would be within their reach, but this is an unpredictable environment.
Of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
The music alone makes me really aggressive.
This is without question the latest news conference I've ever had. I appreciate it very much. And I want to thank the American people for their tremendous support. Millions and millions of people voted for us today. And a very sad group of people is trying to disenfranchise that group of people. And we won't stand for it. We will not stand for it.
How can you say that now?
Yeah, he said, well, yeah. He doesn't know the difference between lies and truth.
And we were getting ready for a big celebration. We were winning everything, and all of a sudden it was just called off. The results tonight have been phenomenal. We won states that we weren't expected to win. Florida, we didn't win it. We won it by a lot. We won the great state of Ohio. We won Texas. It's also clear that we have won Georgia.
Not yet.
We're up by 2.5% or 117,000 votes with only 7% left. They're never going to catch us. They can't catch us. Likewise, we've clearly won North Carolina.
Not yet.
We were up 1.4% or 77,000 votes with only approximately 5% left. They can't catch us. But most importantly, we're winning Pennsylvania by a tremendous amount. We're winning Michigan by, I'll tell you, I looked at the numbers. I said, whoa. I said, wow, that's a lot. By almost 300,000 votes, and 65% of the vote is here. And we're winning Wisconsin. I said, well, we don't need all of them. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newton? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly. Because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory. 377. Texas, as we say. Ohio. Think this.
You really want to listen to this
Ohio, a
crap?
tremendous state, a big state. I love Ohio. We won by 8.1%, 460. Almost 500,000 votes. North Carolina, big victory with North Carolina. And
It's not big
so we won
victory. It's
there.
49 to
No.
50.
76,000 votes with
Yeah, it's
almost
very,
not
very close in
finished
North
yet.
and
Carolina.
all of a sudden everything just stopped.
There's still 5% of the
This is a
votes to come in.
fraud on the American public. This is
North
an
Carolina.
embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly,
81%.
we did win this election.
Asshole.
Our goal now is to ensure the integrity for the good of this nation. This is a very big moment. This is a major fraud in our nation. We want the law to be used in a proper manner. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list.
This is ridiculous.
So have President Trump coming out and speaking to supporters in the room, speaking to the American public, speaking to the world, and saying, frankly, we did win this election.
Yeah, it's not.
That is not true. The president has not been declared the winner of this election, but he says that a great fraud has been committed on the American public, and now that he will go to the United States Supreme Court. What he says he is the winner of the election does not make him the winner of the election. There are votes still being counted in the country.
And he said that we're ready for a big celebration, Cathy, and we had Hail to the Chief as he came in.
Which is the music that always welcomes the president when he comes into the room.
Yeah, but this was like a victory. This was victory music. This was to send the signal that this was victory. This was a victory celebration. That's what he was trying to get across.
They were absolutely, the whole thing was designed to say we were planning a victory, it was stolen from us, we were ready to go, and we will take it to the Supreme Court. That Supreme Court, which is now 6 conservative justices and 3 Democratic-leaning justices, and if it ends up there, which is where Donald Trump signaled
This will be the end of democracy in the United States.
This is where he wants this to end up.
It will
he can't
be.
take
It
it
won't
directly
be.
to the Supreme Court, it would have to go through other routes, we'd have to have the voting.
So this is what kept us, which woke us up every single morning now for the last 2-3 days. The roof, the guy was flexing, I think, or cutting the wooden blocks, and started at 7 in the morning. This is the day after the election. We're still full of hope. It's looking a little better for Biden this morning. Wow! Finally, after 4 or 5 days, the election was called to Joe Biden. Yeehaw! This is a relief. This is a real relief, and the best the world could actually expect. We missed actually the last 20 minutes. Obviously, we missed the main point where Joe Biden was declared the winner in Pennsylvania, and that got him enough votes to get over the line. Donald Trump hasn't conceded yet, which is worrying. Hopefully it stays peaceful and people are not going out on the streets with their weapons. It would be a disaster. But the right person won, or at least the wrong person doesn't stay in the White House. Let's put it this way. But Joe Biden has a big task ahead, and we're happy to hear he won.
This is it coming up.
Project that former Vice President Joe Biden has been elected President of the United States. He is President-elect Joseph Robinette Biden at 77 years old.
Helen is doing the happy dance, the Harris Biden dance. It's a happy day. Celebrate, good night, come on! You clawing that little roll there? Hmm? Should I take a photo of you too? Hmm? Oh, there's somebody tired. Hmm? Have you been out all night?
Yeah. Busy day, huh?
What a stretch.
Oh, that's exhausting.
You've got sharp teeth. Hmm? Life is hard today. Hmm? Big claws too. Hmm? shower is getting warm already. Roof is on top. Sink is already in. Next week we connect the gas and the pipes. And with luck we can have a shower on Friday, maybe.
Maybe.
We're going to see.
Maybe.
Just put in a new fuse for our ventilator, motor ventilator. And I just tried it out so it works, but now I'd like to put a little bit more of a security measure in here so that the cables don't touch. Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news?
Well, I suppose it's bad news first and the good news.
Bad news is there's a connecting piece to our relay that I cannot use because the contacts are not holding, they're slipping out, so I don't like that.
Okay.
The good news is it's working.
Oh, yeah, but how can't we use it then? If we can't use it because they keep slipping out. And...
I'm using the tape now. What is it called?
The electric tape?
The electric tape. So the cables don't touch.
Okay.
But I tried it already
And it works?
It works.
Haha.
Am I good or am I good?
Du bist die Beste.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
You want to see? I'll show you.
Wow.
Am I good or am I good?
Really good.
And it works on the switch. I'm only on the ignition, not on the... I didn't start the engine.
No, that's fine.
Are you happy?
Very happy.
Saved us some mechanic work.
Yeah.
Shall I try the horn? So let's see if...
Okay.
We're watching the Hamburg game. It's halftime and Hamburg is leading 1-0. We're happy about that. We're in good shapes. Hot stuff. It's hot stuff when Hausbau is leading. We're in the Michael Jackson Donna Summer mood.
For once, Corona is not the top news. It's been trumped.
As the votes are counted, projected results suggest President Trump has held traditional Republican states like Indiana and Kentucky. His Democratic challenger Joe Biden is on course to hold states like New York and Illinois, also California, which carries the most electoral college votes at 55. None of the key battleground states have been called for either candidate yet.
I've had 2 calls already. One from President Trump. He's going to win. He is going to win. To all the pollsters out there, you have no idea what you're doing. And to all the liberals in California and New York, you wasted a lot of money. This is the worst return on investment in the history of American politics.
So our purpose in this race was to win so that we could protect the Affordable Care Act and that we could crush the virus, that we could stop the spread of it, that we could reward our workers who risk their lives to save lives and now might be losing their jobs, and that we can put money in the pockets of the American people. So I'm very, very proud of the fact that tonight, relatively early, we are able to say that we have held the House.
Joe Biden says he's on course to win the US presidency. Michigan is projected as a Biden win, and it looks like he could also win Wisconsin, putting him ever closer to winning the Electoral College. The Trump campaign has launched legal action to stop vote counting in Michigan, Pennsylvania and Georgia. He's also called for there to be a recount of ballots in Wisconsin, saying there had been reports of irregularities. The Democrats are expected to remain in control of the House of Representatives, but with a reduced majority. They needed to gain 3 Senate seats to take control. So far, they've made a net gain of 1. In other news, a new 4-week lockdown has begun in England, with people told to stay at home if at all possible. The police are warning tough action will be taken against anyone who breaks the rules.
Donald Trump has again complained of electoral fraud in Tuesday's presidential poll as his lead in 2 key states, Georgia and Pennsylvania, continues to shrink as postal votes are counted. Joe Biden has insisted the vote counting process is working properly. He's called for calm and patience and said democracy was sometimes messy, but he had no doubt he'd be declared the winner once counting was complete. Votes are still being counted in several key states, including Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada and Arizona. Counting's been delayed largely because of the huge volumes of postal ballots. And Trump supporters have protested on the streets as millions of dollars have been donated to a fund to mount legal challenges in a number of key states. Joe Biden says it's time to put an end to partisan warfare in American politics, as he insists he's on track to become the next president. He made a TV address a few hours ago. There have been celebrations outside the Pennsylvania Convention Center as counting continues inside, with Joe Biden leading Donald Trump by more than 20,000 votes in this crucial state. President Trump is continuing to allege that the election is filled with fraud. That's despite giving no evidence of that. He tweeted about the postal votes, saying that his legal proceedings are moving forward. And it's now certain that the balance of power in the US Senate won't be known until January. Neither of the 2 Senate races in Georgia produced a clear winner.
US President-elect Joe Biden has addressed supporters for the first time since his election win. Mr. Biden said his aim is not to divide, but to unify. His victory was achieved with the highest ever vote for a candidate. Joe Biden's running mate, Kamala Harris, who will become the first female vice president and the first woman of color to hold the post, said she hopes her story will act as an inspiration to America's children. Donald Trump has yet to concede or to speak publicly, but he has continued to assert on Twitter that he won Tuesday's presidential poll and that Mr. Biden was rushing to falsely pose as the winner. In other news, nationwide queues of voters have formed as Myanmar holds only its second democratic election after half a century of military rule. The country's leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, urged people to cast their vote despite the pandemic.
The US President-elect Joe Biden is expected to name a team of experts in the coming hours who will draw up plans to tackle the coronavirus in America. He's promised that proposals will be built on a bedrock of science. The former American President George W. Bush has congratulated Mr. Biden, calling the election fundamentally fair. But playing golf for a second day, Donald Trump continues to say the election was stolen without supplying evidence.
Stay tuned for more videos.